Hey guys, Trigger here. Today I want to tell you a funny story about how I caught my girlfriend cheating on me back in 2008 while I was on deployment. Um, I had met this girl probably 3 or 4 months before I deployed, and I would have been 24 years old back then, and she was probably about 20. We'll call this girl Amanda. That was her real name, but I don't really care. And so I deployed with Maritime Expeditionary Security Squadron 6. I was in the Navy, to a place called Al Fujara in the United Arab Emirates. I was part of a patrol boat detachment, and we ended up being there for 10 months, but not really the point of this story. Anyways, I was dating this girl, and things seemed to be going pretty good. And the time difference between Fujairah and here, when it was morning time in Fujairah, it was, late evening back here in the States. So back then, phones over there didn't really work very well. We had those old Nokias, the ones that you used to play Snake on. And that was about the best communication we had. If we wanted to call home, we had to use a sat phone, and we rarely did that. So our main communication between me and her was on Messenger, and that's how we usually talked. So when it was morning time in Fujairah, it was, evening back here in the States. So when I went to work at our compound in the morning, I'd get on the computer and I'd chat with her, And this particular morning was a Saturday morning, which meant it was Friday night back in the States. And I had access to the sat phone for whatever reason. And so I had chatted with her and asked her if I could call her to talk to her. This was 2008. The iPhone had just come out the year before. I was still using a iPod. I think that's what you used to have your music on. And so this was different times. There wasn't no Snapchat. There wasn't anything else. And I had to talk to her on the computer because, like I said, we just had old Nokia phones. They didn't have any apps or anything on them. It was still T9, if you're old enough to know what that is. So I told her I was going to call her in a little bit, and she said no. She was sick or whatever. And so I said, okay. So I chatted with her through the computer a little bit, and she wasn't being very talkative, which I thought was strange. And I thought, oh, well, she's sick, whatever, but still kind of weird. And just as I was about to log off, someone else messaged me, a girl that I used to date, but I continued to be friends with. And she said, hey, I think your girlfriend's up here at the bar. And I said, what? She said, yeah, your girlfriend's up here at the bar. Now, the girl I was dating did not know what my friend looked like, but my friend knew what Amanda looked like. And I said, are you sure it's her, She said, yeah. And I was like, what the hell? So I'm talking to both of them at the same time. Well, my girlfriend is telling me she's at home in bed sick. That's why I can't call her. In actuality, she was at Bar Norfolk, which, if you were around Norfolk back then, it was in Waterside. It was a club, which I went to all the time. Super noisy in there. That's why she wouldn't call me. She was at the club. And so I let it go on for a little bit, her bullshitting me and saying that she couldn't call me because she was at home in bed sick. So I'm talking to both of them at the same time, and my friend gets in a position where she gets a picture of her grinding on this guy, and I'll put it right here. I still have the picture. I save everything. So here's the picture. And she sends it to me on Messenger, and I'm like, yeah, that's her. Yep. And so then I asked my girlfriend, I said, so you're not at Bar Norfolk right now? And silence. And then she replied, well, how do you know that? And I sent her the picture of some guy, you know, rubbing up on her or whatever. And then she flipped it around on me. Why are you got somebody following me? Blah, blah, blah. I said, I don't have anybody following you. I promise I don't have nobody following you. Don't care that much. Just someone that knows who you are happened to see you there and let me know. And she said, oh my God, I can't believe you're having somebody stalking me and just blah, blah, blah. So in any case, that's how I caught her stepping out on me while I was on deployment. Very common. Any guy that's been in the military, you know that most likely a girl's probably back home cheating on you. Wife, girlfriend, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry if that makes you mad. I saw it for 7 years. It's the same thing with the guys, though. As soon as we get over there, I hate to tell you, ladies, but your man's probably after a hooker. I'm probably breaking the bro code, but it is what it is. I've been out a long time. Maybe things have changed, but I doubt it. I think they're probably worse. But so we get back home, and we kind of pick things back up. Me and her kind of start seeing each other again, and things were going okay until she met one of my friends, which was one of my good friends. He was a guy that worked on my boat with me. I was his boss. He was one of my gunners or maybe my navigator or something. And we were good buddies. And this girl, they ended up getting married. They met at my house while we were still dating. And I'm assuming we're screwing around behind my back. And they ended up getting married. So they got divorced, not surprisingly, because she would cheat on every single guy she got with. I would see her on Tinder and stuff like that when I was visiting Virginia, knowing damn well she had another boyfriend. So just a serial cheater, basically. And man, she was very good looking back then, but to see her today, you wouldn't think you were looking at the same person. She probably gained 100 pounds, and she just kind of let herself go. And so me and that guy that was on my boat crew kind of joke about that from time to time. But anyways, just a funny little story about how I caught my girlfriend cheating on me while I was on deployment. I mean, it happens. I was 24 years old. It wasn't that big of a deal, but I just thought it was a funny little story. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care.